Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. I have got a couple of really great guests. Both of them are for the very first time. One has stepped into a position because we no longer have the wonderful, amazing lady that we used to have and have had for many years, who did an amazing job that has to do with an upcoming parade. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You probably already guessed what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. But then also I will have a brand new, also both are in new positions, I just realized, a executive director for the Robert K. Fox Family Y, new to the area as well. So I hope that when you go to the Y, if you are a member of the Y or you've been considering it, you will take the time to maybe, say hi to him and welcome to him to the community and everything. So we're going to learn a little bit about him and what to expect and see of what the Y has to offer, which I am a supporter of the Y, I have to say, because I am a member. I'm not afraid to admit it. And I will share with you some things at the end of the show as to why I'm very proud and why it's important to exercise. Don't go anywhere. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I'm always excited when I get to have somebody to talk about the Lancaster Festival Holiday Parade. I'm trying to say that right. Did I say that right, Maria?
You did. Lancaster Holiday Festival Parade.
Yes, because I always just say the Lancaster Holiday Parade.
Right.
But, from time to time. And it is more like a festival anyways, because so much happens and goes on that day.
I think that we originally, when they started the parade back in the, I want to say 80s, 90s, I'm not real sure, they called it that because the parade is always right before Thanksgiving. That way they can include Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, like all the holidays that are right there in all the months following.
Yeah, instead of just the Christmas.
Correct. Like we do celebrate Christmas. We celebrate the big guy, Santa, at the end. He is the special guest, so he's there. It is Christmas. It is holiday time. It's just a joyous season.
It is. It is a great time of year. It is so wonderful that you are able to, I don't want to say step into the shoes of, but to be able, or to fill the shoes of, but to take over something that has been taking place here in our community for many years. And it's Maria Chandler, and she now oversees and is the chairperson of the parade.
Right.
So with that being said, when did you start getting involved with the parade? Because you worked alongside Fran Miller for many years.
Yes. So probably 15 years ago, I started doing things for Fran on the side. She came into Office Max, was a customer when I worked there, and would have me, help her with a lot of the computer things, with the entry forms. And then it started like the next year it was, oh, hey, can you come out to the fairgrounds? And then the next year it was, hey, would you like to be my co-chair? And, Fran passed in April, so it was one of the things that, we had talked about before she passed, that, hey, I've been training you per se for the last 15 years. You know everything from the bottom to the top, and I need you to step in. I mean, there's no way I can fill her shoes. She was an amazing woman and dedicated so much time of her life to this parade and the community and the events, and she'll be missed.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to only ask you one question about
Sure.
Fran, because she was an amazing person and you worked very closely with her every year for the parade. What is the number one thing that Fran taught you, maybe in general, just about life, that may also apply to what you do in being involved in the parade?
Yeah, I would just say giving. She was a very charitable lady and with everything. And
Nice.
I mean, no matter where we went, if we would go, we would go to Columbus to do things, or we would go out. Everywhere we went, everyone knew Fran. She didn't know a stranger. We would go somewhere and, we moved from one to the other, and I'm like, who don't you know? But, everyone knew Fran just because of her involvement in so many things in the community.
Well, how many folks actually are in the parade every year? Not that every person that is in the parade knows Fran's face or who she is, but many do, because of course they have to send in their application, or not application, but their entry form for the parade. So how
Right.
many do you think comes through on a
Right.
regular basis for the parade?
Entry-wise, I would say we have 150 to 200 entries per parade, but that's just organizations. So, some floats would have anywhere from 5 to 30, 40, 50. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
at the parade. It's a busy, busy place at the fairgrounds.
So actually, I would consider Fran as a local celebrity.
Yeah,
with people
I think
knowing
so.
it, because it's such a positive thing.
Yep.
With having the parade. So, what all are we looking towards this year for what to expect for the parade, which is on Saturday, November the 19th, right?
Right.
Yes.
The 19th at 10 a.m. We'll step off at 10 a.m. right on time, get them out the gate. We have a lot of entries so far. Our Grand Marshal this year, we selected the Ohio Honor Flight of Columbus
Nice.
to Grand Marshal the parade. They're a great veteran organization that flies veterans to D.C. to tour D.C. So, I think that's really great. We've got a couple sponsors for their float, and I believe they're going to have about 20 to 25 veterans ride in the parade. And then they have their own truck float coming as well. So I think that'll be a really neat thing for some of the veterans to experience.
How do you decide who's going to be the Grand Marshal?
We have a couple different committee members, and we kind of look for people in the community that, we think have done a lot, or different organizations, different things, and we just kind of vote and just make a selection. So, if anybody ever has any ideas, send them my way.
You had mentioned the entry forms. What is the deadline, and is it still okay for folks to send in that form
Right,
to
so the
participate?
deadline was October 31st, but we are going to extend it a little bit to November 7th, which will be about 2 weeks out of the parade. That way we can get everything typed up together and put together for the television and radio programming, because this is live streamed as the parade is going.
Okay, you said people and you all. Get who is you all, because that would probably involve quite a few volunteers that makes this a successful parade.
Yes, we do have quite a few volunteers. We are always looking for new volunteers, so if you have interest or want to volunteer your time, it's about 4 hours on a Saturday morning, and essentially you're just directing people, getting them lined up, and that way, placed in line to get out the gate right. But if anybody ever would want to volunteer, we would gladly take them.
So for those who do participate in the parade, do you recommend that they decorate their float in a holiday-like kind of way?
So the theme this year for the parade is Winter Wonderland. So, I'm imagining a lot of Disney, probably. Maybe some Elsa, some Frozen, some
Read
blues.
my mind.
I do know that Elsa is coming to the parade. I have spoke with her, and she is coming.
How do you manage that to make sure you don't have 100 Elsas?
Yeah. If we do,
you tell
we
people,
do.
you can't have multiple
Yeah.
then.
So the only thing that we don't have multiples of is the big guy at the end. That is the number one cardinal rule. So we'll just see what they come up with, but I'm getting probably a lot of Frozen. I know we have Gingerbread House coming. We always have the Grinch as well, usually. There's just all different characters.
Oh, and it's going to be very, very exciting. I'm sure you have a lot of churches and a lot of school organizations. Do the schools and the bands participate in this parade?
We do have a few bands. I don't know why I send in invites to so many bands in the community, but usually the only bands that we get to participate is Lancaster, Fairfield Union, and Fisher Catholic and St. Mary's. And I believe St. Bernadette's kids, 5th grade kids, may march with the St. Mary's and Fisher. So that'll be great. That'll be more numbers. Usually the Circleville Pumpkin Show Band also participates. I don't know if it's because it's like colder and marching band season's over, you know, and they've already turned in their uniforms, but we don't get a whole lot. I would love to have so many more bands with the music, you know, that would help move the parade along, break things up. But we do have a lot of organizations from the schools, like FFAs and basketball teams and, you know, just any extracurricular activity clubs. We do have a lot of participation from some schools.
Is there a fee for the entry form?
$75 to enter, unless you're a nonprofit organization. We do not charge those to enter the parade. And then we also have different levels of sponsorships, like they can sponsor a band or the parade for $150. A lot of businesses will sponsor a float, a professional float that we have, or a half a float. We have about 10 businesses that generally do each year, so that's a nice thing that happens as well.
So folks who are maybe interested in getting involved, because I don't know, there might be another Maria Chandler somewhere at Office Max that you might go in and try to recruit.
Yeah, like well, I'm not there, so don't go there anymore. It's not going to be you, but somebody else that you... Sure.
How do you...
Sure.
Who?
You can reach me on my cell phone. It's 740-407-6353, or you can email us at lancasterholidayparade@gmail.com.
I'm sure it's safe to say that Fran Miller will be greatly missed this year, but I also believe it's safe to say that she's definitely put it in someone's hands that is more than capable of making this a huge success. So we're very excited to have you, and thank you for all that you do and all of the time and energy, oh my goodness, that you put in this throughout the year. 150 to 200 floats is a lot to take on.
There's a lot of people.
Yes.
You just got to stay organized. Stay organized.
Very good. Thank you, Maria, so much. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I have got somebody coming up. We're going to talk about the Robert K. Fox Family YMCA. It's down here in Tina.
Can I visit my doctor online?
Our providers offer telehealth appointments that fit your schedule, allowing you to get the care you need when you need it. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. It is Down Home with Tina. I have the very new Executive Director of the Robert K. Fox Family YMCA, Jason Booth. Welcome to the show, Jason. Wow, it's nothing like throwing you out there to the wolves. Not that I'm a wolf or anything.
Let's go. We're ready to get excited.
So tell us, if you will, a little bit as to maybe your background of what health and fitness, because I mean, you are the Executive Director of the YMCA.
Yeah. Well, I've spent the last 22 years in intercollegiate athletics. So in 2000, got a job at the Naval Academy in their athletic department in the ticket office and worked my way up there. Left there in 2010 as the Associate AD for operations, overseeing the football stadium and the Army-Navy game, and a lot of big things. So was responsible for a lot, but I got an opportunity to be an athletic director and went to what was then called Dixie State College in St. George, Utah. It's now called Utah Tech University, and it's a Division I school. It was a Division II when I got there, and we elevated it in 2020 to Division I, and they're members of the WAC. But it was time for myself and the family to move back east where our friends and family are, and so we're excited to be here, and it's a great place.
So are you familiar with Ohio or the Lancaster area?
I am now, just a little bit. I've been here about a month now, and but was not from Ohio or had any family or any ties to Lancaster or Ohio before this. But what a great opportunity and what a great surprise of how wonderful this place is.
Yeah, what interested you about coming here? Was it more
for
family as well?
Yeah, that was certainly part of it. To be back closer on the eastern part of the United States where our friends and family are, and the opportunity at the Y. The Y as a national movement is a wonderful organization. My wife's brother works at the Y as a COO in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So very familiar with the environment and the culture, and it always intrigued me. And so when this opportunity came up, I was very excited to put in for it, and very grateful to have the opportunity.
Yay. So we're excited to have you here in Lancaster. Let's share a little bit about some of the things, the programs that the Y offers here in Lancaster.
Yeah, the big thing I want people to understand, when you think of the Y, you just think of it's just gym and swim, right? It's just a gym to go work out and swim, and we certainly have that. Swim lessons to safety around water for the little ones to water aerobics and all the other things that you would think in the pool, but also the fitness classes for all ages in the gyms and whatnot. So that's all there. But we also have childcare, before and after school care, plus a nursery, a preschool program, and so we've got that part of it, which is a very important, very vital piece of what we do, and for the community too. But then we have other programming that such as a Lego club 2 nights a week. We have esports for that teen age group. We have teen night outs. We have lots of different things, and quite honestly, it's just the beginning, because we're still in a recovery mode a little bit from COVID, in a number of different ways, financially, membership-wise, and it's really rebounded quite well.
Good.
So we're on the right path, but with a new CEO coming in, I've got different ideas and perspectives, and I've been asked and tasked to elevate it. So we're going to be looking at everything and offering whatever we can.
Wonderful. And you are a nonprofit organization.
Yeah, a nonprofit that we want to give back to the community as much as we can and help build healthy lives and social responsibility. And it's not just for kids, and it's not just for senior citizens. It's everyone.
Everybody, the family, extended family.
All ages, to help build their lives as a whole.
No, I remember, well, for myself when I was a kid, just the summer camps and different things that they would have at the Y, and that goes back quite a few years. But also, my son went to swim lessons there, and that's a great way to start out. Now, you do have non-member and member.
Oh yes, you do not have to be a member to participate in the classes. The rates for those are a little bit more, but the advantages of being a member are significant. So we would encourage you to be a member, but you certainly don't have to be to participate.
And I want folks to also understand that something that if they had maybe been a member of the Y years ago, pricing is different. Membership is different than what it used to be, is it not?
Yeah, we have different options, and we have a lot of financial assistance available too. We don't want to turn anyone away for lack of finances. It's part of our mission, right? So we're a nonprofit, so we're not in it to make millions and millions of dollars, by any means. We're not a big money machine. So, because our mission is to give back to the community. So if somebody wants to be involved and be a member, but yet doesn't quite have enough money to pay for that, well then let us take a look at it and see what we can do to help, because that's a big part of what we do.
Because they have individual, single memberships, have family memberships.
Everything. Yeah, you don't have to be all in for the family if your kids aren't going to use it. If it's just you, we can do individual, we can do the whole gamut. And
I am a huge believer in working out. It is good for the heart, mind, soul, body also, physical, mentality of everything that you do. But I also believe in my heart that you all being a nonprofit, it is a way of helping a nonprofit, even though there may be other places to go. Again, if you can't afford it, but I just think that being able to support a nonprofit and myself and to give in that way if I can, and to get my exercise and things.
Well, there are other options in town, for-profit, big gyms if you want that, but they don't have the pools. They don't have necessarily all the programming.
And the track.
And the track.
I love the track.
And so they may or may not have child watch, where you can drop your kids off and they can be watched while you're in working out. But it is that mission that they're supporting too, of helping the entire community, not just coming in. But the biggest difference that I've seen in a very, very short period of time between us and a place like the for-profit gyms out there is the sense of community.
Yes.
Of within the building, that a lot of people, when they go into those other places, put their AirPods in or their headphones on before they walk in the door, and they leave them on, they work out, and then they leave out, and they don't interact with anybody. At the Y, it's very interactive and community if you want that, and most people do. I think you find that's really the attraction that people why they keep coming back to the Y and being members and really loving their experience. It's not necessarily all the services we offer, it's the connections they make, the people they meet, the friends that they make there through the classes, through working out, for whatever it might be.
And also with that, Jason, I also feel like there's that respect for those who, you walk in, you're greeted, you check in, you're always greeted, and you go up, and if you want to talk to somebody, you can talk to people. If you don't, and you kind of, people respect that as well. Because sometimes it's just a hit or miss for me.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, nobody look at me now, I'm joking, I'm not. I love people.
But that's normal, some days you're just not in a mood to want to interact with somebody. Some days you want to talk to the world.
Sometimes you just go in and you do your workout, and then you feel it 10 times better because you worked out. And then you're ready to talk to the world.
Right. Well, and the other thing we offer too is we have the Robert K. Fox YMCA, the facility on 6th Avenue.
Yes.
Is an older building for sure, and the addition that was built in 2000 is still 23 years old, and if you look real closely, you can see that it's showing its age, but we're constantly keeping up with those things and updating it. We did a lot over the summer to upgrade the facility. But we also have a beautiful brand new facility out at the River Valley Complex.
That's right, you do. Yes.
That is a beautiful brand new facility that if you can have either or. And then we also have the Recplex, which serves a little bit different clientele, from gymnastics to tennis and pickleball. You have it. But the two main facilities for working out are both ends of the spectrum, both very good facilities with different options in each.
Absolutely, and something else that I do like to highlight and I really enjoy is seeing a positive message every time I walk out of the Y at the end of the day. And every now and then I'll just stop and I'll just snap a little picture, and then I'll just kind of be on my little merry way.
Those are pretty neat. I read those every day coming in, going out.
You do, yeah. Cute. So what is your very favorite thing about, so far, your time here at the Robert K. Fox Y, or doing what you do now?
Well, I have not been able to meet a lot of the members yet, because we've just been so inundated with stuff just getting going.
Oh yeah.
But the ones I have met, they're just wonderful people. Just really love the Y and support it. And obviously they're there for their own benefit too. But in addition to that, our staff that we have is incredible. Just incredible people. And it might be a surprise to some people. We have over 120 people on staff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and obviously not all those are full time by any means. Most of them, most of them aren't. But they're just wonderful people, because we're not in this for the money.
Right.
And so they're doing it because they love it. They love the services that it provides, and they're just excellent people. So that has been really, really wonderful to be a part of that family, part of that team, to help any way I can.
Now, Jason, I know that you being newer in the position, do you foresee, or do you guys have every year any kind of big event to help raise money, being that you're a nonprofit?
Yeah, we have an annual campaign every year that we'll be starting here very soon.
Good.
That we have to do to just keep the lights on, keep the doors open, and any way people can help with that is helpful. Whether it's $10 or if it's $10,000, great. Every amount counts, and we're going to be adding other events too. We're looking to have a golf tournament, probably possibly in the spring.
Great.
Other things to get people involved and get the word out about the Y. Okay. We're going to get out much more out into the community as well with participating in various events to meet people and to get the word out.
What is the contact information for the Robert K. Fox Family YMCA, and are you on social media?
Social media on Facebook. You can visit us at ymcalancaster.org, and all the information is there.
And you always have new classes beginning. It's kind of, they have swim class for so many weeks, and then you can sign up for another from, again, young all the way up to 100 if you're 100, right?
That's right. You got it.
Silver sneakers programs, all kinds of different things.
You name it, we got it. And if we don't have it, let us know, and we'll probably be able to add it.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, and welcome to Lancaster.
Thank you, Tim.
And folks, don't go anywhere. I will be back in just a minute to tell you a story about a fall and the importance of exercise. And when you do have a fall, it's Downtown with Tina.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor, don't hesitate to send me an email at downhomewithtina@gmail.com. Folks, okay, so I just had Jason Booth, Executive Director of the Robert K. Fox Family YMCA, and I am such a supporter of the Y, not only because they're a nonprofit, but also, folks, I know I need a place to go work out. It is good for me mentally, physically. I say it keeps me sane to be able to walk or run safely on the indoor track. I love that. Also, I think that it's important that I work out on a regular basis as well, because I tend to be clumsy. Now, I say I'm clumsy, but I also believe it is because I get in a hurry. So, really quick story about what happened to me as I was trying to pick up and carry too many bins in my hands, and it is for the decor on the set. So, I'm at my best friend's getting this stuff. I'm walking out of the garage. I'm trying to lift 2 containers up in the air because I don't want to hit her car, and I took a spill. And I didn't want to hit her car with the tubs or anything. So the way I took the spill was, I literally was laying on the ground, and I know I'm going to have a bruise on my belly, busted the plastic bin that the decor came in. She saw all of it, and she's on the phone with her husband, and she's like, I gotta go. So I have to tell you what I was saying. As I'm laying on the ground, I can't get up automatically because my arm is twisted like this on her car, so I couldn't just, like, I had all this stuff that I'm laying on. I have to kind of wiggle it around like this. In the meantime, I'm telling her, don't make me wet my pants, because she was laughing so hysterically. And you all, I was dressed for the show, so I'm ready to come here. I was on a schedule. I had to get here in a hurry. Therefore, my message and the moral of my story is do not get in a hurry for anything, because the man upstairs is going to find a way to tell you to slow down. But I do have to say, the reason why I don't injure myself as much as I do when I have a fall like that is because I work out. So take the time, hopefully, to work out. Folks, have a great week. God bless. And until we meet again, I hope it is next week. Good day. It's Down Home with Tina.